Welcome to Guided Spirit Conversations. I'm your host, Marla Goldberg. This podcast has been created with you in mind to acquaint you with some of the most incredible metaphysicians and spiritual leaders from around the globe who have helped others change their lives. In this interactive hour, you will be offered insights and techniques to help you make a difference in your life. Don't forget to subscribe to the show in your favorite listening platform. And here we go, on to the show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm Dr. Marla Goldberg, and I am so happy that you have joined me with this podcast today. I do this podcast with you in mind because I have the fortunate ability to meet some of the most incredible metaphysicians and spiritual leaders, like the announcement said, from across the globe. Today's guest is no different, and she's a repeat guest. She'd been with me initially a few years ago, and we brought her back for an encore. Nathalie Botros. Nathalie is the bon vivant girl. She is a psychotherapist, author, and global life coach, empowering women to find happiness and live their best lives. With her multicultural background and unique coaching approach, she helps clients overcome external obstacles and discover inner joy. As the author of, I love this name, If You Are What You Eat, Should I Eat a Skinny Girl? Nathalie's expertise has earned her the prestigious accolades, including Top Happiness Coach of the Year 2023 by IAOTP and the induction into the Hall of Fame 2023 by Passion Vista magazine. She has also been recognized as the top coach in New York for 2023 and the top woman to watch in New York by Solish magazine. I think that's how it's pronounced. Nathalie's mission extends beyond body image as she guides women to love and accept themselves fully and find happiness regardless of their relationship status. Her impact reverberates globally through her popular happiness tips, reaching millions of followers across social media, podcasts, and magazines. Nathalie is a true happiness ambassador, spreading smiles and inspiring transformation from across the world. Welcome, Nathalie.
Hello, Marla. I'm so happy to be back on your show.
I'm so happy to have you back. The energy always increases like tenfold when you're on the show. It just bubbles and fills the room with all the amazing energy that comes through.
Well, I think you and me together, we create this.
The power couple.
Exactly. True.
So you have, my goodness, 2023, and it's only half over, has been a phenomenal year for you.
Yes.
Let's talk about how you got here, where your life started, how you became the happiness coach, and how you are receiving all these amazing, prestigious awards.
I'm lucky. No, I'm kidding.
It's more than luck. We all know that.
Actually, it's so interesting because people think that everything comes easily to me. It doesn't. I struggle like everyone. I still struggle. It's not that my life is all peachy and everything is happy, but I work for it. I work to find the happiness every day, and I make an intention every day to be happy. And how I started, I was in the search of something missing in my life, and I always allocated to, I thought that it was the job. I changed the jobs. It didn't work. I thought that it was the city, the country. I thought it was the partner. I changed it. And I thought that maybe if I was skinnier, I would be happier. It wasn't. And until the day that I noticed that what was missing in my life, it was this happiness, unconditional happiness. And I could get it without any condition, without basing it on anything, anyone, any location, anybody, but on myself. When I learned that, I said, you have to spread this message. And it was really the beginning of the bon vivant girl.
It's great. So how did you learn it? What did you come across or, came across your path that started opening you up to becoming as happy as you are? Because reality, we're not taught how to be happy.
Yeah.
Our parents do what their parents did and what their parents did. So there's a cycle. And a lot of times there's a lot of dysfunction and limitedness and negativity that's projected by our authority figures growing up. I'm, sure yours is no different, your life.
Yes, of course. And actually, mine was when I touched, the, the bottom, because like I
Mm.
was, it was like maybe silly for some people, but for us women, we all understand what it is. It's like when I moved to New York 17, 18 years ago, I don't know what happened. I mean, like I was never a skinny girl, but I don't know if it was the United States because I came from Europe. It was different culture, different food,
Yes.
the constant order, the deliveries that we didn't have then. I suddenly gained like 40 pounds in less than a year.
Wow.
And I was like, I wasn't ready for that. And it was a big shock for me. And instead of enjoying my life, I mean, come on, I was in New York, in this exciting city. I would stay home and try to do every diet on this planet.
Right.
And all of them will start a little bit. At the beginning, it will work a little. And then with time, it will collapse. But the problem that I didn't see and that I learned with time, it was like, it wasn't the problem of the pounds that I gained, but it was what it was doing to me as personally, to my psychology, because like I was feeling fat. I was telling everyone I'm fat. And I was like, showing this like bad energy, negative energy around me.
Right.
And it came to a point that I was desperate. I mean, desperate to say that I was stabbing myself with pregnancy hormones, doing the latest, like fashionable diet, and like hating everything and everyone, staying home. And one day when I was home, I was watching this TV show where they teach women to get dressed, and actually they put them they do like they do some shopping with them, they help them, and at the end they take this their pictures, naked pictures, and they put it in Times Square, and they ask
Oh,
walkers what they think about it. And all the comments are positive, because like these women during those whole photo shoot and everything, everybody shows them so much love, so much positivity, that they're radiant regardless of their size. So I said, you know what, Nat, maybe you should do that. So it was like the first step where I started to stop the insanity. And I mean, I didn't put my picture on in time, but I put myself naked in front of my mirror daily and force myself. I'm saying force because at the beginning it was really, really,
very hard.
yeah, to find at least one thing that I loved about my body. It worked because like it was like day after day, it was getting better and my self-love was increasing.
Yes.
And I think that was like where I said, okay, this is happiness. And the happiness starts with self-love.
Yes. It does.
It really does. And of course, afterwards, like they asked me, like, and then like I didn't lose any weight at that point.
Wait, I have a quick question. Did you talk to your body when you were naked? When you saw the pieces that you loved, did you say, like, oh my God, I love your shoulders. I love your biceps. Oh, I love that you have a waist. I love these hips and how round they are and and womanly, whatever it might be. Did you project that onto your naked self?
No, I was like, because as when I started, I was looking at myself, and I know the word is very harsh. I thought that I looked like a monster, but and then I was like, actually, I'm not that bad. So this was like my conversation to myself. But what you say should be a great way to do it too, because like for me, it was really, I was like, actually, you know what, like my legs are not that bad, and my hip is not that bad, or like my curves are like more of me to love. So I was doing it in a different way, let's say.
But it worked, right?
it
I mean, whatever way, whether you did it my way or your way, it
it worked,
worked.
and luckily when I stopped focusing on losing weight, I lost the weight. But I'm not saying that that's the solution to lose the weight, because let me tell you, this was almost 7 8 years ago. I gained back all the weight. But my self-love is so strong that people cannot tell me, oh my God, you're so fat. Or I don't tell to myself. Every time that my clothes are tight a little, I get naked, I look at myself like I'm actually banging. And I think this emits this energy that I worked on myself, and I feel great.
It's like Lizzo. Lizzo's coming into my head.
Yeah,
I mean, here's a woman who in, you know, culture 20 years ago would be fat shamed to pieces to wear some of the outfits. And she's the one who's broke that glass ceiling of limitedness because of her physique. And she loves her curves and loves her, the way she shows up. And she's a highly brilliant, talented woman who really stands out because of her self acceptance.
exactly. And people are telling, some people, trolls, are saying they're unhealthy. She's unhealthy. Well, as long as you're healthy, and I think she's healthy because she can hold the whole concert. So if she wasn't healthy, I don't think she would be able to perform. So I guess she's healthy. She's just not in the norms that we had in our head. That's it.
Exactly. Like, I don't know if you remember Meatloaf, may he rest in peace, but when he was young and he would put on a concert, he'd have an oxygen tank on the side of the stage to help him, with his energy level because he was a big guy, but he obviously wasn't a healthy big guy. Where Lizzo, I mean, like you said, look at all she does, and she just keeps going like the Energizer Bunny.
Exactly, exactly. And it's like I mean, this is not our main subject, but
No,
there's one thing that people should know: skinny doesn't mean healthy.
right.
Healthy means happy, healthy in your mind, in your body, not only, like wearing a small size. And I see
Right.
a lot of people who are skinny who are very unhealthy. So don't do that.
Right. Well, it's true. It's very, very true. And one more comment about that. I mean, there's such a thing as a fat, skinny girl, someone who doesn't work out, someone who eats crap, but has a great metabolism, or they starve themselves, with eating disorders. And that's not self love. That
Yeah.
doesn't, that you don't honor yourself when you treat yourself that way.
Yeah. I think you punish yourself and it's not okay.
It's true. You know what? Let's talk about punishing ourselves because I think in part of finding happiness, we have to start forgiving ourselves and stop punishing ourselves. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, I think for a lot of people, it's easy to say they're unhappy so they can hide and to punish themselves because they can hide to instead of like moving forward or saying yes and getting out of their comfort zone. And with all this, like comparing ourselves, we're punishing, we're like, oh, I cannot do it, so we don't try. Like everything that we do that prevents us to be happy, it's a punishment. But we think that it's kind of our protection because like we love to live in our like like nice comfort zone. And I always say yes and get out of that comfort zone because you have nothing to lose.
Right.
I mean, you fail, at least you tried and you learned the lesson.
What happens to babies when they start to walk, right? Do they just get up one
Yeah,
day and start sprinting? No. They hold themselves up. There's falling, there's tripping, and this goes on for a long time.
of
And
course.
when you're becoming proficient, you have to fail. Ice skaters, gymnastic people, in any sports, you have not like come out of the womb and you're like a superstar and you don't have to build your effort. It's a process.
Of course. I mean, like you were talking about babies. If as a baby, once that we fell, we never stood up, we would never be walking.
Right, exactly. And it's not like we're in China and have people who can carry us around. The Chinese elite, the women would be on one of those reclined chairs and they'd be carried around by their guys.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so it's like, and I think talking about success for everything, failing and falling, it's the part of the success because like it helps us tune it and make it even better.
Exactly. There's a quote that goes on Facebook, and it's a scientist of some sort, very renowned, where he goes, "It's not that I got this one right. I got it wrong so many times that led me to this,
Yeah,
correct formula or whatever it might be." And I know I'm paraphrasing, but then that's what it takes. Nobody, even when I started down my self love journey, it wasn't like one day I woke up and I said, "Oh, I love me and I'm so happy." And no, you have to go through the processes to become happy.
of course.
So when you coach someone, what do you give them sort of a process like step one, step two, step three on ways that they can start shifting, or healing what's going on with them so that then they can move into their happiness?
Well, with everyone, it's kind of different. So I don't have anything specific, but what I do is I create their happiness cocktail with them.
What's a happiness cocktail?
Well, it doesn't have any alcohol, I'm sorry. But the side effect is extreme dizziness of happiness.
I love that. Dizziness of happiness.
Yeah, I mean, like in our happiness cocktail, we really I separated, I put it as four main ingredients for this cocktail. It's love, smile, move, and enjoy. I mean, love, as we talked, it's self-love. So we work on their self-love, but also on their relationship with others, with their partners, or even if they're single, we work on that. Because some people, when they don't have a partner, they think that they're not worth it, or like they're
Right.
not good enough, which is like completely wrong.
Or something's wrong with them.
Exactly. It's like it's
Yeah.
completely wrong. Maybe you're overqualified. And
So,
so I actually even have a course, Love Yourself Single, like be single and happy. The smile, I think that if we smile to the world, the world will smile back at us. And there are like so many little tips that we can work on to bring the smile on someone's face. And
let's give them a couple of tips.
okay, so the first one, it's going to be the most shocking one, is to put a smile on someone else's face. Because
Mhm.
when you help someone, and you can do it like, it can take you like a few seconds, pay a compliment, help someone, spend time with someone, or reach out. Having a smile on someone else's, putting like, like being responsible of that smile will automatically make you feel better.
Yes.
And it's like I know that it can sound a little silly, but believe me, it's like you will feel so good that you will want to do it to other people. And I make sure that every day I put a smile on someone's face. And some people that I don't even know, when we go at the grocery store or any store, and the person working behind the cashier is like a little moody,
Yes.
I make sure to put a smile before I leave. I pay them a compliment. And if it doesn't work, I try another thing until I get a little smile.
Oh, well, it's nice. I was going to say, I just wrote it down. Random compliments. Random compliments. Because here's the thing: when you make someone else's day, when you give them something that's happy and joyful and positive, it also makes you feel good too. It's not just, throwing something out and just still muttering to yourself, frasa, frasa. No, because when you raise somebody else's energy level, yours goes up as well.
Exactly. Totally. The other thing that I love is the happiness bank. So every time that something fun, great happens to you, deposit it in your happiness bank. What is a happiness bank? It's like a part of your memory where you deposit all the good, happy, positive memories. And whenever you hit a rough patch during your day, go and take one of those memories and use it to bring a smile on your face. And by the way, smiling, even if you don't feel like it, even if you force yourself, will make you feel happier. There are researches about it.
It's so true. It is so true. I want to go back to the cocktail reel because I want to add one more ingredient to your cocktail. And you can say that you can put this around the rim of your cocktail glass, but gratitude. I think gratitude is also a huge piece to gain happiness and joy.
Of course, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
So instead of sugar, we'll just put gratitude around the rim so we don't change the cocktail. You would just add a little oomph to it.
I like that. A little punch into it. Yeah. So the other one, of my base ingredients, is move. Because with my clients, we move
Yeah.
their life from ordinary to extraordinary. And we can also talk about move. They have to move their body. And this is not to lose weight, but to release those happiness hormones. And believe me, all your happiness hormones, and in case you don't know what is a happiness hormone, it's these tiny molecules that your brain releases when you move your body, and they're called endorphin, oxytocin, serotonin, or dopamine.
Mhm.
And you want it or not, you will be happy.
Yes. You will be happy. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So that's really great that you can be so happy with it.
Exactly. And the final ingredient is enjoy. It's the bon vivant girl lifestyle, bon vivant, which means really it's living well. And a bon vivant is someone who takes pleasure from everything. So if you enjoy life, you take pleasure from everything. You see the happy, the positive, and the silver lining. So you enjoy life.
Can I take another step with this? You're 100% correct, in my opinion. Just sort of an add on that even if you're feeling, even in your not happiest moment, if you take some of these ingredients, it will turn like that frown upside down.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
true.
it truly will. And well, you live that life. I live that life, and I am so happy from where I was to where I am every day. Where I used to live
Of
a
course.
very an illusionary life because I had an illusion that there was happiness, but there wasn't happiness. I had an illusion that I had self love. I didn't have self love, and my decisions, my choices showed the world how much I didn't love myself, which I think is the same thing when you're not happy.
Of course, it's very true. It's like we think that we have it, but we don't have it. And believe me, you will know when you have it exactly.
You will, but sometimes
And
it
yeah,
sneaks up on you.
I know. And like I have to say, it's like what I was saying is like, don't think that I wake up every morning and I'm happy. It's like it's work. And I want people to know that we are magnets. So if I don't know, I'm sure you notice that we all do. It's like if one thing goes wrong, everything goes wrong. And
It's
then it keeps going and going. I mean, I had this at the beginning of this week. Everything was going, and I was like, Nat, you have to get out of it. You have to find something positive to get out. Like to switch it. And the minute that I did, everything tick 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 got resolved, and like I brought the positivity. But it happens. So it's a constant work. I mean, for the best things we have to work. So for your happiness, you should work too. It's a fun work.
it is. It's I was thinking it's not an arduous negative,
Yeah,
like drudgery type of thing to do because you do a little bit, you want to do more. Why? Because it makes you feel good. Just like how runners or anybody who works out, they might not be real happy about going into the gym, but when they come out, they're feeling so elated. It's the same thing with if you're not having a happy moment, don't worry about it. You will, slowly it will become happy and it'll sustain more and more as you practice and get into that state.
I know. I mean, like for example, my boyfriend always says that when the days that you work out during the day, you're like so much positive, and I feel that like you're like this fierce woman. When you don't work out, because like sometimes we're lazy.
Yeah.
Actually, the lazy days we should work out to feel that fierce in us.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I told you before we got on how I fractured my elbow, and
Yeah.
I'm so anxious to start working out again. So I tried to do wall push ups. Well, didn't work. Not quite ready to do that yet. But the point is, I tried because my body needs to move. So now I'm just putting on like 15,000 steps a day, moving and walking and because it's so important to not just, it cleanses your organs, it cleanses your blood, but it also raises the feelings that you have and you feel so much better as a person.
Exactly. And you don't need to work out. I mean, my favorite one is dancing. So you can
Oh,
dance
yes.
or walk or, like you can always find just move. And I say, don't tell me you don't have time. If you're working from home or from the office, put an alarm clock on your phone every hour, like beep, 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 walk for 1 minute and then sit back. Believe me, it will change.
There are things you can do. Like I read somewhere that this woman, every time she took a bathroom break, she did like 10 or 20 squats.
Yeah,
Well, if you go to the bathroom 7 or more times a day, guess how many squats you're going to be doing? And slowly but surely, you will start seeing a redefined derriere and your
yeah.
your butt will lift off the back of your thighs. So
That's a good one. Yeah. And your core will get like tighter too. But
everything.
why
Yeah.
not? It's like, or like when we watch, if you do like the reality shows, every time that you hear like choose one word, how people do the drinking
Drink.
name,
Yeah.
do the workout game, like every time that you hear it, do like a squat or do a lunge or a push up or anything.
Exactly. And now they have those wall Pilates. I don't know if you see those advertisements
I
on
know.
Facebook, but you can go on YouTube and find those things. Well, you can lay down with your feet ready to do something, and every time you hear a word,
Yeah,
you
you
can
can
do
do
a
it.
bridge or you can do a
And it's
crunch.
fun, so it doesn't need to be, like, of course, if you want, go at the gym and take like your
Of
gym class, but
course.
I mean, otherwise, like, just move. Don't sit all day doing nothing and giving excuses. I have a lot of work. That's not okay. That's not acceptable.
And look at, we all have a lot of work because even if you're not employed and you're, let's say, a caretaker
Yeah,
of an elderly or a child, meaning a parent,
yeah,
who's taking care of their elderly parents or they're taking care of their little children, it's a lot of work. You have to expend a lot of energy. Cleaning a house is not free of exertion. Sorry to say it, but it just isn't.
but it's a good workout, so do it.
Burns calories.
Exactly.
That's why I wear my little ring. It counts everything. So everything, every movement I have gets recorded because I was so curious about how much do I move in the course of a day. And now that I've been wearing it, it has increased. And again, as we talk about, as it increases, your blood flowing, your attitude changes, and you become happier with who you are and with life in general.
Totally agree
So
with you.
true. So let me ask you this question. How do you spread your happiness?
I do it on a daily basis on social media. I give a lot of happiness tips, but I write in magazines as well. But so really, it's my little tips and tricks that everybody can incorporate in their daily life. It's like the biggest way I spread my happiness. I mean, of course, I have the coaching, I have the courses, but these are the free gifts.
And you also have happiness cards.
Well, they just arrived. They're going to be on sale very soon, but I want to use the opportunity to have this interview with you to talk about them, my happiness card. So
So,
as
what
I
was the
was like,
impetus? How did you develop
yeah,
this?
so as I was like always sharing my happiness tips, and everybody, like, when they see me, they're like, I follow your happiness tips. I said, you know what, let's put them all together. And I did it in, it's 50 cards, and each of them has a different happiness tip. So you open your box, and all the drawings are done by me.
Wow.
And so this is the hand of Fatima, and all of them have evil eyes. They're all different. So they're kind
Nice.
of your talisman to protect you and bring you luck. And when you, let's say, what you should do, it's like every day before leaving the house, or like when you're, like you're sitting in the morning drinking your coffee, you pick one. Know your worth. Can you see it? Yeah.
I see it.
So this will be the tip of the day. Don't wait for external approvals. Instead, focus on behaviors that make you feel good about yourself. Cultivate a strong sense of self-worth by recognizing your own accomplishments and finding joy in your own life. Know your worth because you are amazing.
I love that. And this is I asked Natalie to pull a card for the collective, and this was the collective message for everyone.
Exactly.
So
So that's your message today. And actually, I mean, they're going to be on sale on Amazon and on my website as soon as I get organized. But it's why I wanted to share with you. But when you go to my website, you can already sign in, and I can send you the link as soon as it's available. But I show, to some people, and my friend, like, actually my neighbor, she was like, you know what I'm going to do, I'm going to like pull one every morning before we go to school with the kids, and I'm going to say, to tell them to follow that tip for the day.
and it's so smart. You can't go wrong with that. And it's so brilliant that you came up with this. Truly
Thank you.
brilliant.
Thank you so
And
much.
so, Natalie's information will be on the blog. So you'll find her website, her social, and you'll find out where to buy these cards as well. So please check out the blog where you can get all of Nathalie's information and you can reach out to her directly. So there you go. Um, what is VIP coaching? What is in your VIP coaching? I know you said it's your cocktail, but
Yes.
sometimes people want to know what's in this cocktail. I mean, other than the tips part, what is the actual coaching program like?
So this VIP coaching is really working together hand to hand for 3 months. It's intense. We meet once a week, 101, and but during the whole time you have access to me via messaging or emails. And with this, when you get the VIP coaching, we really work about your happiness cocktail, the 4 points that we discuss: love, smile, move, and enjoy. And now we're going to add gratitude around as a punch, as a little like sparkle. And you will also have access to all my courses for free. And you will also have access to anything you need in between sessions. So it's really, if you are my client, you and I working together, bringing you that smile unconditionally. And at the end, you will have that smile.
Who is your perfect client?
It's women. I mean, I love men too. Don't get me wrong. And I works with some men, but it's like really my main client. It's a woman who sometimes has it all, but still feels that something is missing in her life, and she cannot pinpoint what it is. And I'm there to help her to define it and to see what it is. And it's generally working women, most of my clients, because they have so much on their plate that they don't know how to put time for their own life and own pleasure. And they come home from work and they say, I'm too tired to do anything. And they don't have any social life. And I'm like, no, actually, when you're tired, you should go out and change your mind and meet with friends and be happy.
So when you say time for pleasure, I mean, I got that, social time, but something else could be pleasurable, such as taking Epsom salt bath.
Of course, the
Yeah.
self-care, that's like a very good thing. I mean, you have to have a self, because self-care is self-love, definitely.
Yes,
But
it
this
is.
is like when we don't take that much time to socialize, because I know I used to be like this. I will work like crazy. I used to be a banker. So I will work like crazy, come home and say, okay, I don't have time to do anything, and just like sit in front of TV like a zombie and not enjoy, and then tell my friends that I cannot see them. But staying home, first of all, if you are on a diet, let's say, do you think it's helpful? No, you eat more. But if you go out, you change your mind. So you need to have that little sparkle in your life. And of course, take your self-care moment too.
It's so true, so true. I showed you my little girl who's 6 months today,
Yeah.
and I will tell you, like my dog Tug, who may rest in peace, I would walk him 4 miles a day and then do more. When I had to let him go, I truly was sort of lost because I lost 4 miles a day. I mean, above and beyond the emotional attachment to my guy,
Yeah.
but I also lost like a piece of me where I went into a place of, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Where, what do I do with myself? Do I just walk myself 4 times a day like I would walk him? What would I do? And it makes a difference to possibly have a little four-legged companion to do the walking. I would actually take a neighbor's dog and take the dog on 5 mile walks with me because it was more comfortable having the dog.
Yeah.
It's just me. And this dog, because the owner couldn't do those kind of walks, he appreciated it. The dog appreciated it. God only knows I appreciated it. So sometimes if you don't have an animal on your own, and if this is what gets you moving, borrow someone else's. I'm sure they wouldn't mind letting you exercise their animal.
Well, that's the silver lining. You just like found the silver lining, to problem that you had. It's like, and like it was good for them, it was good for the dog, and it was good for you.
Exactly. It makes a huge difference. And you'll find everybody, look at it, you have like a smile it forward. This is a pay it forward type of movement plan,
Yeah.
to help somebody else out. So you're doing a good deed. and you're helping, keep the animal healthy, keeping yourself healthy. It's a total win-win something.
Yes, no, definitely. I totally agree. And I mean, there are like so many things that you can do to take care of yourself. Of course, massages, and you
Oh
said a
yeah.
bubble bath, but organizing, it's a great way, because like when we live in so much clutter and we have like so much stuff. So when I say organizing, it's like declutter. Take time every week so it doesn't pile up, at least an hour, like, and focus on one area in your apartment house and declutter that area. Get rid of stuff that don't belong to your life today, because holding on to those things is holding on to your past, to your bad feelings too. The good ones keep, obviously, but
Hmm.
like clean detox all this.
I think that's such a great, that's a great exercise for someone to do. I am the queen of procrastinating in that area in my life, and moving has allowed me to toss out so much stuff. And it's liberating when you just can let go of the clutter, because if your house is cluttered, if your space is cluttered, what else is cluttered? It's a reflection of other areas in your life that have clutter in it.
Of course. And like cleaning it will help you. And also another tip is like do a checklist of everything you want to do, because every time that you do that little check, it will
Mhm.
release your happiness hormones as well, because it's a feeling of accomplishment.
It is. It's definitely a feeling of accomplishment without question. So, could you tell the audience about a story of a client and their sort of like 180 from when they came to you, and whether they were skeptical or whatever, but then all of a sudden, through following your steps, now they're living that life that you offer them through your coaching?
Well, I had this client, single lady, amazing. And I mean, she was saying like, I'm good. I don't need anything. I don't need anyone. But we could feel that like she wanted to have a partner. And so we first worked on her self-love and all the steps that I said that I'm not going to repeat. But with time, we noticed that she was doing something wrong. She was like looking for someone that she thought she wanted. She had like this ideal
Mm-hmm.
partner list that we all do. Like we always think that we want this, which was completely wrong. So we went through with her in all the steps while working on her and seeing what she really wants, or if she's even ready to have a relationship. At the beginning, she noticed that she wasn't ready for a relationship. And that was like such a heavy lift that pull, like lift up from her shoulders, and she was like, wait a second, I love who I am, and right now I need to date myself. And I think before having a partner, you have to date yourself, because you have to learn how to be alone and appreciate, so you can know what you want.
I so agree. That's a great story. And it also reminds me to share that, if you don't love yourself, if you don't like yourself, you're not going to bring that right partner to you.
Of
It's
course.
when you've healed, when you like yourself, when you accept yourself, then go into self-love. That's when you bring that wonderful individual into your life.
Of course, because like imagine if you don't love yourself or if you don't accept yourself, how do you expect another person to love you? I mean, like
Yes.
it's impossible. And the good part of the story is that a couple of months later, she announced me that she was ready to meet someone, and she met someone, the man of her life. So now they're like, it's been a couple of years that they're together. It's been actually 3 years.
Wow.
And because she changed, because she knew what she wanted. And she didn't look for little, like superficial things, but she looked really what she wanted in a partner, which was completely different than what she thought she wanted. And she's happy.
And that's the quote unquote happy. Those are my air quotes. Here's the thing, she became more happy with her dating herself.
Yeah.
And when I say dating, I'm not saying aging, I'm talking about going out, enjoying yourself, spending alone time, and learning how to really be in your own presence and enjoy who you are, because you have so many gifts to offer yourself.
Exactly. And see your worth. See that you're so amazing, that, like you're a gem. Like everybody needs to fight to get you.
Absolutely. And that's the beautiful thing, when you put yourself out healed, I mean, what you bring to you. We were talking about magnetizing, right? What you bring into your energetic
Yeah.
field. When you like yourself, love yourself, accept yourself, guess what? Other people will too,
Yeah.
and not try to change.
And like one big step that we did together was to declutter, because like she kept all those old pictures of exes, all those memories, even decluttered the memories, because like you have to like stop living in the past. The past is the past, and really like start clean slate. And that was very helpful too. And I mean, she was happy, and the partner was the cherry on top of the cake.
And it is because once you have put, it's funny with my clients. I talk about when you get your life in order, whatever that means. And I'm just sort of synopsing, making this a small little capsule. But like if you want a new job, get the new job first. Don't look for the relationship before the new job. Get settled in that. Find your mojo in your new position or in a new home in a new neighborhood. Get settled first, and then put your personal identification stamp on your stuff, whatever it might be, and then the relationship, the healthy, flowing, positive, happy relationship you will then bring to you. It's the magnet we were talking about early when we started. We were talking about the magnet and
Yeah.
what you bring to yourself.
Exactly. And even when in a relationship, I mean, you have more experience than me. How many years have been you've been married? It's like it's
Yeah.
work.
Yes, it is work. But here's the thing: work does not have to be arduous or
No.
having a lot of labor and negativity to it. It's effort, but you know what? It's effort to make somebody else's life pleasant, which will then make your life pleasant. It's effort in, again, giving a compliment, inquiring, honestly inquiring into something. How was your day? How was your meeting? How was your conversation? Whatever it is, because that's your way of supporting that individual. And then in turn, hopefully, they will support you. If it's not mutual, you might want to rethink that relationship.
Yeah, exactly. And we should not forget that people are not mind readers as well. So I always say, express yourself.
Yes.
It,
Yes.
like we always think that the other person is going to understand us without us talking. No, they don't. We
They
have
won't even know something's going on until you share it
exactly,
with them.
exactly. So communication is very important too.
It is. And you know what? Don't immediately react to what somebody might tell you, because it might have nothing to do with you. It's just their reaction to something that might have occurred between the two of you. But that might be about him or her and what they're going through more so than what they might have projected onto you, because they might do it out of fear because they're not used to people talking from a place of love and really honestly wanting to know what is going on with you or how we could work together to make things better.
Yes. No, totally. I totally agree with you.
So
So,
powerful. Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, so this was my happy story. But I mean, again, there are like so many areas in our life. Actually, everything in our life, it's linked to our happiness, to our joy. And if we cannot find it, we cannot i- work towards it, walk towards it. It will be a very sad and gray day. So let's put some sunlight in our lives.
Yeah. Even those rainy days or those dark, snowy days, stormy days, you can make it happy by what you know, choose to bring into that day.
Exactly. And also a very important thing that we should do, it's be careful about how we speak. If you wake up in the morning, say, "Oh my God, I'm so tired," you're going to feel tired all day. Don't say that. Use the right words to express yourself. Don't say, "I'm stressed." Say, "I'm excited. I have a lot of excitement in my life." The connotation is right away more positive.
It is. I like that. I've got, how did you say that again? I don't have stress. I have excitement,
That's in my life. Yeah.
which is true because stress can be very exciting.
Exactly. It's like it's kind of the same thing, but the connotation is different. If you have stress, it means that you have a lot of work, which means that stuff are happening. So it's an excitement. It should be exciting.
It's true. Here's the thing: if you don't know what word is the positive word of the negative word you're saying, go into your thesaurus, put in that negative word, and then go down to the bottom and find out what the the positive opposite is, and you'll find the duality. You'll
Yeah.
find that word.
No, they're like, like sometimes we say I spend a lot of money. No, I invested a lot of money. It's another one. It's like
Yeah.
find the tune in the way you talk, basically.
Words have so much power in them, and people do not realize how hurtful they can be, not just to themselves, but to other people, how they talk to themselves, how they speak to other people. I
Yeah,
think that's
it's true.
brilliant.
And like we always are so harsh with ourselves that it's really, really uh, makes us feel sad. So you have to really be careful how you talk to yourself. And look, when you talk to plants, how they flourish. So talk to yourself the same way.
Or your water.
Yeah,
Dr. Emoto. I bring
yeah,
him up often because I thought it was brilliant that he did this scientific study, and it shows the difference in what happens. We're a little over time, so I'm going to take a stop here. It's charity shout out time. And you know that I've been doing this for a long time. I like to promote the charity of my guests. And Nathalie's charity it's an acronym. So A like Apple, H like Harry, B like boy, A like Apple, P like Paul.org. And let's talk about what AHBAP is all about.
so ahbab it's an organization to help a lot. They have a lot of helps, but right now what their main help is for victims of the earthquake in Turkey that happened a couple of months ago and left so many people, so many children homeless. And so it's really what every penny that you give to them will go to help them, to build them houses, to give them food and clothes, and to make them live.
And personal hygiene items, I would should be
Of course.
say would be on that list too.
Yeah. So everything they need to survive, because now, I mean, like it started like in the middle of winter. Now it's kind of summer, but it's hot in Turkey. It's so hot, especially where it happened. So they really, really need to be helped. And I know that there are a lot of helps, but it's never enough. And I know that there are a lot of catastrophes in this world, but this touches me personally because my family is from there, and I know a lot of people who lost their houses, like literally, they're homeless. So please help them.
So please do what you can to help ahbap.org. Or if that doesn't resonate with you, any of these areas like Texas that have been so devastated by these catastrophes. And we there's a lot of help. This is a good one. It's more than 6 months, right, since it happened, I
Yeah,
think. And
exactly.
they're still struggling. Puerto Rico is still struggling. I mean, there's so many that just really need an infusion of assistance, capital,
Exactly. Yeah,
whatever it might be.
giving, it's a very good part of being happy, because like being part of someone's happiness, basically, because like their basic needs. So giving, it's a good thing.
Right. It is a good thing.
And if we cannot give time, we can, I mean, like even at 20, like a small amount, it will be a big difference, because like drop by drop, it will get a bigger thing.
It's so true. It's so true. I love that. Thank you so much. Please help where you can.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to think what some questions I have not asked you yet. New projects. What's coming up in your world, Nathalie?
So, I mean, I just introduced you my new baby, my happiness cards. I'm very, very excited. And I'm going to have a book that's going to come out too about happiness. It's going to be kind of based about the happiness tips that I share, but it's going to be in a book format. So that's like in works. So I will come back to talk about it.
Oh, good. I love that. That's wonderful because we can use happiness. There's never too much happiness. You can't be too happy.
No,
You
it's
know,
true.
have you ever heard somebody say, I am just so happy. I wish someone would take some of this happiness off my plate? No, you never hear that.
No, you don't. You don't. And believe me, I will give you all the tips to have your perfect happiness cocktail.
Oh, that's so good. I don't know why. Every time you say happiness cocktail, I see like a beautiful rosy hibiscus color in my mind's eye.
Yeah,
Because
it's
I think of a
funny.
heart.
It's funny because on one of my photo shoots, I mean, like we put like the colors like that in the pictures
Oh,
in
maybe
a
that's why I
martini
was
glass.
receiving
Yeah,
it.
yeah, maybe.
It's sort of like a Cosmo color,
Exactly. It was.
and then what's better than, we can all be cosmopolitan people
Yeah,
with our rosy red beverage
exactly.
or happiness cocktail, because that's what we were talking about. So, what is Smile It Forward movement? Should we start the movement now? What is it, and how do we get people to smile it forward?
So, smiling forward is what I was telling about before. It's try to put a smile on someone's face, at least on one person's face daily. So it can be someone that you know, or someone that you have never met, or someone that you know, like that works at the cashier, as I was saying. Try to put a smile on their face by giving them a compliment, spending time with them, or like reaching out to them. Like it takes a few seconds, but once they have the smile, ask them to do the same with another person. So we can create this ripple effect of smiling people, which is equal to happy people. Because as I said, smiling is, you want it or not, makes you happy. So, and then giving them a smile will make you happy as well.
Well, it raises the vibration, right?
Yeah.
If you're happy, your vibration is so high, but when you make somebody else's happy, collectively, it increases. And it just becomes a ripple effect in the world in total,
Of
if we
course.
can just do that. So, can we make, I'm going to just put you on the spot a second and sort of like make a little contest see if you can like do this to 10 people every day, 10 strangers every day.
Well, send strangers or people that you know. You
Okay.
can.
Well, I'm throwing this to you so that you can finesse it. It's
Okay.
just an idea.
Okay. But you know, people, when I tell them 10 people, they won't do it. So let's start with one and then we'll increase progressively. But 10 will be the target. And I take the challenge. Do you?
I take the challenge.
Okay. We're going to like check on each other. And then
Exactly.
we hope your listeners are going to follow us too. And then they will share with you what they did.
Or share with you, and you can share with me.
Exactly.
So we're both open for you sharing. Step into this smile it forward contest, so to speak, and let's see how many people you can make smile along with you.
Exactly. That will be amazing. I love it.
So good. Okay, Natalie, we've only got a few minutes left. Um, what would you like to share with the listening audience that I either haven't asked you about, or something or you want to elaborate further on?
Well, there's one thing that before going, I want you all to have. It's the word yes. I want you to incorporate the word yes in your life. And I want you to say yes to life, yes to opportunities, yes to possibilities, yes to fear, yes to everything that you're scared of. Because trust me, yes is so powerful. When you say it, you move from ordinary to extraordinary and you open yourself new horizons. So don't be scared. And even if you're scared, doing it will give you even more confidence. So say yes and be happy.
I love that. I did a year of yes in not 19, 2018. I was my year of yes. And these opportunities would come by, and things that I didn't want to do, I did. And it was amazing. And I got actually, do you know Sandra Rhimes? That's her
No.
name, Sandra Rhimes. She's that amazing scriptwriter and producer of so many TV shows. And I can't remember, she's got some phenomenal TV shows that she writes for. And
Shonda Rhimes?
Chandra Rhimes, not
Shonda
Sandra,
Rhimes. Yeah, it's
Chandra
what I was
Rhimes,
going to
sorry.
do. Exactly.
But Chandra Rhimes.
Yeah.
And and back, I think it was like between 2015 and 2017, she had done a year of yes. And she ended up losing a ton of weight. And this opened up for her and that opened up for her. And she was already successful and doing well, but she stopped saying no. She stopped being, like just putting that knee jerk no down, and did her year of yes. And she wrote a book on it because it was so transformative for her. And it was for me as well. So I like that.
Yeah.
Do a year of yes. What do you think
Yeah.
about that, Natalie?
Well, I do a life of yes. So
Well, you have to start somewhere, just like the smile it forward.
Exactly.
You have to sort of like put your toe in the water and test it out a little bit.
I think, yeah, yeah. Next time that you have something coming towards you, instead of saying no right away, try to say yes and see what happens. And then if it's fun, do it again. And you don't need to start with big, like start with small things. Say yes to a new recipe, to new music, to a new restaurant, like little things really. And then
Yeah.
slowly you will see that it's so fun that you can escalate.
And it really opens up the vista of your life.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes,
it's truly
yes.
phenomenal. So, Natalie, thank you so much for being on the show again. I am so happy that you're here, sharing your happiness tips, sharing your happiness cocktail. We did the Smile It Forward contest, and then we're all going to do it, right? I mean,
Yes.
you're going to continue doing it. I'm going to continue doing it. But you out there, I hope that if you're not already doing it, that you'll try it.
Yes. Please
Yeah.
do it. Yes, yes, yes. And
Yeah.
Marla, thank you so much for having me again. I love being on your show. Love
Oh,
your energy.
and
I love
yours as
you.
well. I love you as well. Thank you so much. I want to thank Bridget for all you do for me. My right hand, my left hand. I say this
She's
all the
amazing.
time. Yeah. I mean, all my guests love Bridget because of, her acumen and how she helps and she supports you every step of the way. So thank you for all you do for me. I want to thank you, the listening audience, for taking time out of your day, out of your life, for being a part of the show. I so appreciate the fact that you tune in because this show is created for you. And when you listen to it, when you subscribe to it and you like it, well, it only proves to me that I'm on the money. I've, in the guests that I bring, like Nathalie and all of her happiness and joy and that amazing energy of hers, as well as the other guests that have been coming on my show for the last 5 years. So thank you, audience, for being a part of this. If you like the show as I suggested, like it, subscribe to it, and send me reviews. I'd love to hear if there's what you liked about the show, what you'd like to see in the future regarding guests or topics. Since, again, I repeat, this show is created for you, I'd like to know what you would like so that I can help bring that into the energy of the show. So thank you for that. Next week, my guest is Brad Johnson, spiritual teacher and inventor. Brad has been involved in the spiritual, metaphysical, and alternative healing fields for almost 15 years, helping tens of thousands of people from all over the world overcome their personal traumas. So tune in next week as Brad Johnson is the guest. For those of you dealing with the smoke and the smog from the fires of Canada, first, let's send prayers and light to Canada for all that they're losing. I suggest when we have wildfires here, not only people losing their homes, but look at all the animals that are dying and that are displaced. It changes our ecosystem. So let's send prayers to Canada to help them control their wildfires. Also, for the people who have asthma or COPD or any breathing condition, please try not to be outside. If you have a mask, please wear the mask or take a scarf of some sort and wrap it around your nose and your mouth so that it will help control what you're bringing into your body. Okay. Well, as I get ready to leave you, as always, I'm sending you love, blessings, and gratitude. Know how grateful I am that you're in my life in whatever capacity you're in it. For not only are you my student, you are my teacher. Not only am I a teacher, I am a student. And I'm going to say those 3 words to you. Yes, I am. I love you. You are loved, not just by me, not just by family and friends, but as I always say, you have a plethora of beings on the other side of the veil who are your biggest cheerleaders. The thing is, they don't have free will. So if you don't ask for what it is you need, want, and desire, they can't start conspiring on your behalf to bring it to you, whether it's an answer or something in a physical form. You need to talk to them and ask them. And then here's the thing. You need to be open to how the messages are answered and how they respond to you. Pay attention, be mindful, because they will work on your behalf once you ask them for it. So as I send you on this week, you're going to deal with July 4th if you're in the United States. So please have a very safe and happy 4th of July holiday weekend and partial of the week. Pay it forward, be kind, help people. And please, for your dogs, please keep them safe. And if they need medication, please medicate them to keep them calm during that 4th of July weekend, because many animals freak out and it is just debilitating for not just them, for their human owners as well. So please put them inside and keep them safe. Okay, happy 4th to you all, to those of you who are in the United States. Sending love, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye for now.